Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Outer Worlds. So we are currently on Tartarus, the prison planet. We're going to try to break Phineas Wells out. But before we go, we're going to ask Ada if she knows anything useful about Tartarus.
Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would
Okay.
also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return.
You promise not to leave without me?
I can make the assurance that I will not leave with another captain unless you do not return within 876,541,652 hours. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed.
So, how long will that take?
I wager it'll take a bit longer than it takes you to lose your patience and storm out of your ship looking to get shot. To be honest, that'd make my job a lot easier. You come out, we shoot you full of holes, and then everyone goes about their day worry-free. Except you. You'll be dead.
No, I won't. Hey, how do I know you're a real officer under the helmet? Show me your biometric ID.
All right. I'm feeling generous. I'm transmitting the ID of a productive, law-abiding employee so you can see what one looks like before you die. Anyway, Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Another ship just pulled into your dock.
What?
Wait, is that from the groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that. Just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID received. Transferring data to external cartridge. How can I be of assistance? See you soon, Captain.
Well, I'll take that cartridge. I assume I got that cartridge. Hehehehe. Thank you, dum-dum. And if you guys notice, cleared out my inventory. Alright, so who do I take with me?
Take someone to watch your back.
I got the two crazier guns in the crew. I take Felix. And as much as I want Sam with me, I gotta take these two.
Please.
Because Felix is good for, heavy weapons. And Ellie gives me a boost to my health. So, I could kind of use that if we're going to be dealing with more powerful enemies. Now, another ship has docked near us from the groundbreaker. What's that all about? Who could that be? Could that be anyone in particular?
Yeah, boss?
Just want to see if,
Something on your mind?
No, I just want to see if there's anything anyone wants to say.
captain did right by us once.
What?
Now it's our turn.
What's that?
The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, my dad.
Stay down. Take him down.
Now that was fun. Bodies for the rest of the garbage. Groundbreaker doesn't take you.
Well, our groundbreaker buddies are,
Processing data.
No prisoners! Pathetic! Waste company ammo! That's one down! You're not worth the paperwork! Soldier?
That's the last of him.
well, looks like all of our friends from the groundbreaker are dead. That's alright, they did their part. They helped.
Their mistake.
That's the last of him.
Sure it's the last of them? You said that before and it wasn't the last of them. The board are now scared. Well, they ought to be. Sorry if I'm not talkative, guys. I'm like running around grabbing things and kind of spaced out. I got kind of sucked into the moment there. Damn. Well, if you guys can just let me in here, I'll happily let myself bop around and take things. Ah, password. Thank you. Very good. There's always one way in or out of these places, right? Come on, you two.
I never planned on seeing the inside of this place.
They say nobody's ever broken out of the labyrinth. Didn't say nothing about breaking in, though.
All right.
Lead the way, boss. I got your back.
Yeah, this is gonna be tough. We're just gonna try to brazen our way right through here.
Looking good, soldier.
Okay.
Searching for unidentified.
Hold it right there. Are you new here? I didn't think we were hiring more staff.
Yeah, I'm new here. It's hard to test your security procedures, and congratulations, you passed.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, sir.
I'll be sure to pass this on to your supervisor.
Much appreciated. I'll get out of your way.
Thank you. La da da dee da da. Pardon me. Crap, there's no door there. Uh-huh. let's see, what kind of garbage can we sell here? That does a lot of damage. Never a bad idea to purchase ammo. It is Spacer's Choice. Isn't that wonderful? Alright. Moving into the pit. Come on, let's go. Great. Pardon me. I like how this is designed basically to run out right as we get to our objective over here.
Unexpected noise. Security control. Exact action is not authorized.
They got the drop on us.
Well, I guess we're shooting now.
What was that?
Let's go, troops. Stellar base counting on us.
Wow, I can't shoot for shit. Who is that? May Van Noy?
That's the last of him.
Is it?
Welcome to the iconoclast, asshole!
Okay.
This is for Zora!
Well.
Try bigger weapons!
Your shoulders up.
Use the terminal. Unseal the door. Thank you. Oh, hi.
Well, look who it is.
Yes, look who it is.
I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. And I see you've brought the kid along. Babysitters may be expensive, but they're worth it, you know.
Yeah, keep talking, pal. I'll just keep thinking of a place to bury your body.
Ah, and the wayward doctor. Are you about done with your escapades? We have faces that need lifting, after all.
These days, I'm more interested in breaking them. Wouldn't mind taking a swing at yours.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens.
Oh, yeah. So, what's this announcement?
Haven't you heard? Phineas is working for us now. It took
Doubt
some
it.
doing, but employing an efficient management strategy of putting our guns to his head seems to have done the trick.
Oh, I'll see that for myself when I get to him. Really, you guys aren't going to shoot at me? You're going to let me wander on through here?
I've got work to do.
You really don't... Okay. Very strange. He really doesn't care that we're running around in here and shooting all those people and... Alright.
All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So get in there and fight!
Nice one! That's the last of him.
Alright. I don't think it's the last one. You guys are definitely good for supplying all kinds of good stuff here. Thank you. Thank you. So, did I... No, because I went up a... I went up an elevator. Okay, I can't go through there. What's up, Grim?
Never done this before, but that ain't gonna stop me now.
So that's pretty cool. All the
This is it, huh?
factions I've
All right, boss. I'm ready.
buddied up with.
Let's do
Maybe
this.
this is the end of the game. This is weird considering there's 2 whole planets we haven't been to. Come on, we know what's going to pop up on the screen.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life.
Uh-huh.
You've been working with Dr. Wells from the beginning. When we moved to arrest him, he was prepared. I lost good soldiers in the attempt. You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things.
That's what I do.
You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty.
Yeah. Well, we're liberating Halcyon. There's not a damn thing you can do to stop us.
Do you imagine you're leading some grand revolutionary army?
Uh-huh.
The iconoclasts and MSI have put aside their differences and attacked the prison together. I never imagined such a thing would be possible. But here we are. You're nothing but a rabble-rouser. I'm going to put an end to your little rebellion. And then I'm going to have you and your associates arrested.
Oh, good on you for staying optimistic in your final moments.
I have no intention of dying on Tartarus, Captain. Not when there's so much work left to do. I admit I miscalculated the extent of your influence. The board's plan never accounted for you. This is a mistake I intend to correct.
Uh-huh.
I have Dr. Wells in my custody. Once I've secured his cooperation, I can move forward with the program. I can repair the damage you've done. I can set things right.
You don't understand, because Phineas is my friend and I'm not leaving without him.
Well, that's mostly correct. You're not leaving here at all. You were one of my finest agents once. I don't want to destroy you.
Well, I did one job
Turn
for you.
yourself in, and I may yet show clemency.
Why, Madam Adjutant, I'm touched. I didn't know you cared.
I don't, you perfidious turncoat. You know... Never mind. Now I regret saying anything at all.
Good. Well, I'm rescuing Phineas, and I'm gonna go through you if I have to.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
Uh-huh.
This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. I've had it programmed to eliminate you on sight and rinse your remains down a drain.
Great.
And don't worry. I will inform Dr. Wells that you died heroically, or something.
An automechanical, huh? Okie dokie. Guess we're not going down that way. Oh, it's Ram. Cool, his name is Ram. Guys ready to destroy Ram? His name is Ram. Oh, I can't break in, damn it.
Heads up, jackass!
Been practicing this. How about that?
Gotta get past that armor! Ha!
Holy smokes.
Try another weapon!
forgot I had that ability. Whoa! Hey. Haha. Now you're all dead. You all suck. Seriously, you guys are lame. You're all thinking you're like a bunch of badass drones and stuff, and couldn't take out 3 measly revolutionaries. I guess that's what we're calling ourselves now. What kind of crap do you have on you? Ah, just the hibernation chamber key. Oh, was that all? Ah, this place is fancy.
Why won't you just die?
That's one down to them.
Wow. That did not take much at all.
Get me out of here!
How do I get you out of there? Oh. I was afraid of hitting it and finding out it was gonna electrocute him or something.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough.
Well, are you alright? What did they do to you?
I'm all right, thanks to you. Akande wanted my cooperation. I'm quite sure she would have beaten it out of me if you hadn't arrived. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated.
How so?
Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
Hold on, Doc. Are you telling me the Earth went dark 3 years ago, and the board's just been covering this up?
They've been incredibly effective at concealing the truth.
Shocking.
Right now, the only people in the colony who know are standing in this room.
They haven't exactly been hands-on around here anyway. So there's one less rubber stamp to worry about.
Earth is humanity's home planet, Miss Fenhill. The psychological effects of losing our original home will be devastating. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own.
we've got a lot of work ahead of us, so we best get started.
Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time.
All right.
We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
Me, a leader? Well, somebody has to run this colony, and I'm the only competent person left.
You won't hear a word of disagreement from me. You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to take it upon yourself to lead this colony, you have my support.
Excellent, because that's what I'm going to do.
We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been severed, and so we have been set free. Our future is uncertain, and no one knows what tomorrow holds. Exciting, isn't it?
It is. Okay. Now what?
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable.
This is the end of the game.
From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast's manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide McDevitt's camp, hoping to ingratiate themselves into her favor. Adelaide accepted only a few to her community. The rest were turned away and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established town. Adelaide McDevitt refused to cooperate with the ongoing effort to save Halcyon from collapse. A sympathetic deserter stole a copy of her research and delivered it to the Hope's scientists. It is unclear how useful Adelaide's research was. An optimistic estimate suggests her work may have bought Halcyon another few years of survival. Adelaide would never know. She died that winter. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs.
Oh no!
It was a dark time indeed. Your influence further cemented Ellie's perspective. She understood she could never truly rely on others, so she set about making sure she wouldn't have to. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She enjoyed a long and infamous career running missions across the system. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name, and in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon?
I sure did.
Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon?
What about me?
You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus and proved yourself the most capable leader left in the colony. You administered the colony in your own image. With the old power of the board destroyed, a new government of Halcyon rose with you at its center. With your steady hand, you guided Halcyon through the turbulent years that were to follow, and helped ensure the survival of the colony until the end of your days. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Yay! Alright, so the end was kind of abrupt. It's kind of like, oh, alright, so the game's just over now. Which is unfortunate. I was hoping for more. But, I'm not going to complain too much because the overall ride of the game was totally worth it. Lots of fun. But I'm confused, though, about how come I can look at the map, my interstellar map, and there's like 4 other planets that I can't go to, or I haven't been able to go to. I'm guessing then that they were only there as, you know, as like decoration, basically. It's like, oh yeah, there's these other planets, and we're never going to go there, but these are the other planets that are in this solar system, or this, you know, whatever, this immediate area within the galaxy or whatever. But I don't see, like, why bother even putting them on there if we're not going to get to go there. So, in other words, that's it. Crazy. Well, that's it then. Alright, guys. I'm going to end the stream since that's the end of the game. But, yeah, so final thoughts. Like I said before, I had a lot of fun playing this game. I love the humor in it. I love the general gameplay. There was only like a few things that tended to bother me, and it was mostly like I said, like, oh, I was, you know, kind of annoyed having to see a million loading screens and stuff every time you go from one place to another. But that, again, it was mostly because as I'm live streaming, I don't want people to happen to be watching and just staring at a loading screen. That gets annoying. Like, for me personally, I don't really care. Like, if I'm playing on my own time, it doesn't really matter to me. But yeah, the game had plenty of little side quests and lots of stuff to do. I do hope that they come out with some DLC in the near future because, you know, I still think there's a lot left to be explored, like maybe those other planets. I mean, the way that the game ended, the story here ended, it's, you know, oh, there's a lot left for us to do with you as the leader and blah, blah, blah. So, rather than get to the point where it's like, oh, this is what happened to everybody at the end, like, well, you know, perhaps we have some DLC or a sequel or whatever that picks up where we left off here and we show some of the stuff that we had to do. I don't know. I don't know if I'm really, like, too hype on the whole, like, although I know Fallout did it too, with, like, let's just kind of have a screenshot of the person and like just have a little narrative about what happened to each and every significant person in the game. But we still don't even know what happened to the chairman, by the way. But I think there's plenty left to explore. But again, just as is, this was a very, very fun game. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Definitely going to give it another playthrough on my own time. Kind of do stuff I didn't do the first time through, like maybe kill everything in sight, do all the bad choices, stuff like that. But for now, that's it. The next thing will be the new Star Wars game, Fallen Order. I'll get into that. I have it, so I'll start playing that maybe tomorrow. But for now, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the game just like I did. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe, hit that notification button, do all the YouTube boobity-boo. And until next time, as always, peace.